joining me now here on the Hill, Denise Gitsham, Republican strategist, NewsNation contributor as well. Lori Watkins, Democratic strategist, former Obama policy advisor. Hello to you both. Nice to have you both in. Fascinating to hear the congressman say she needs to introduce herself to voters. I think that's the problem that you guys have right now, right? And that's why she's maybe going to talk on Joe Rogan, who was vilified by this White House for many months.
Look, I will say that I wish before 22 days out before Election Day, there would have been the rollout of the policy initiatives to help Black men and Black business owners and African Americans across the country, because I think that they were looking for some more answers on that. But I think this Joe Rogan podcast idea is a brilliant one because she needs to go and meet these voters where they are. You talked about some numbers. 81% of his listeners are men. 56% are under the age of 35 years old. Why wouldn't she
Are you playing catch
to go after them?
Are you playing catch up here? I saw Donald Trump going to UFC events for months, and the talk was, why is he doing these UFC events? And now there's this conversation about Donald Trump and young men, and it seems like she's trying to play catch up there.
She's not trying to play catch up. She's trying to meet them where they are. Unfortunately, you see a lot of the younger generation of men, young men, who have been attracted to this MAGA, machismo, strongman type atmosphere. And that's what they've been going towards. And they've been misled by all the ramifications that it will hurt them, whether it's the economy, whether it's their education, whether it's the criminal justice system, etc. And the fact that they know her as a Black prosecutor, that's what also all these surrogates, including Barack Obama, have been trying to undo, is trying to show that that's not who she is. She actually helped people.
Change the narrative or change her
You
bio?
can call it whatever you want, but it's her messaging on who she is and her plan for America.
Is the congressman wrong there when he says, but Donald Trump has a ceiling at 48%? I mean, that's what we've seen the last two elections.
Well, we've got undecided voters still, so obviously there's no ceiling for anyone. It's whoever wants to end up going after it, and I think whoever fights the most. One thing I think he was wrong on was that saying that you don't know somebody who's been in public service and has been in the White House and is now in the White House, actually Americans do know exactly what she's about, and they don't like it, specifically young Black men. There's a reason that every time they're interviewed, and the New York Times just did a brilliant article on this today, they talked about the specific grievances that the Black community has with Kamala Harris, and it is not about not knowing her. It is about knowing that she failed them on the economy, just like she failed all Americans, but especially Black Americans who are living paycheck to paycheck at a higher rate than the average American, which is 67% versus 73% for the African American community. It's the fact that immigration and the border is broken, is taking away from what Trump called Black jobs, but that's actually, in fact, the answers that they gave. And it's also the fact that she was a prosecutor. They don't trust her. That's what they said, not me. I'm not a Black man.
Here's one of the things. Here's one of the things I keep circling back to. If it's as bad as you say, why is Trump not winning?
Because Trump's not likable. Look, we've got an issue where people agree with him on the policies. They don't like him. This is not some surprise. This has always been his Achilles heel, and I've said it 1,000 times on this show and everywhere else. It's so unfortunate. I think that he literally lost the election in 2020, not because Americans weren't with him on the policies, but because they don't like him. That's a problem that he has. But her issue is that people know just enough about her to know that what she does, they don't like.
It's fascinating to see where these two go in the upcoming 21 days. We had Michael Whatley on the show just a moment ago, the chairman of the RNC, defend why Donald Trump is going to California and New York. We just had a Democratic member of the House say she needs to introduce herself, and now all of a sudden she might go on Joe Rogan. That's where we are.
And
about
Trump's
20
going to go
days
back
to
on
go.
again too.
Yeah, he might do it the same. All right.